Well, from the looks of it, he seems to shot a rod through the oil pan. He's got a lot of fluid leaking out from underneath that truck. Big problems for Nightmare out here on Thursday Night Thunder. Hopefully we'll see him back next week.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Thursday Night Thunder, Week 2 of the Jude season, about to kick off and get underway. Thank you guys so much for joining us here on Thursday night. The work week is finally almost over. One more day to go, and we appreciate all of you tuning in here tonight on the MTA YouTube channel. Tonight, we have got 16 of the baddest of the bad ready to rip up the arena floor for all you great fans, and also Velociraptor comes into this event as champion here tonight, and he's got 15 other trucks and drivers staring down the barrel of his truck and his team. There you see him, Javon Woodrow, Velociraptor, trying to hang on to that championship flag with success here tonight in Week 2 of the June season. Here's how round 1 action is going to be breaking down. We're going to see the return of Inferno taking on Avenger. Then the Raminator goes a one-on-one with Blue Thunder. Then it's going to be the return of Captain's Curse taking on Iron Warrior. Quad Chaos to match up against Snakebite. Other side of the bracket, Bulldozer and Little Tiger. Monster Mutt, Virginia Giant, Nightmare taking on Overkill Evolution. And then Monster Energy will get first crack at Velociraptor. But up first at the line, 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞 coming back in the Inferno Machine. Had a good showing out here last week. He made it to the semifinal competition. Ready now to take on Jimmy Ferguson and Avenger, the Chevrolet camp out of Columbus, Michigan. Now over here on the outside lane. He's rocking the S10 body this week. Last month we saw him with the 57 Chevy. He's ready to go. Talk about 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞 and Inferno over here. Had a great showing last time out on Thunder, trying to do it again. It's a battle of Chevrolets. Here's the green light down the straightaway they go. Inferno's got a slight lead on him, but Ferguson's not going away. Little bit of contact inside of the shutdown area, but 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞 and Inferno picking up a big-time win here tonight as he puts the veteran on the trailer in Avenger. And next up, coming to the line here tonight on Thunder, it's the return of Sawyer Ramsdale and Blue Thunder, your Night 2 Monster Mania 6 champion. He will draw up against Nathan Smith and the Raminator Dodge out of the Crushless Racing team over here. Now on the inside lane, the Dodge camp looking to get a big win out here, and Nathan Smith trying to get to the top of victory lane here on Thursday Night Thunder. Sawyer Ramsdale and Blue Thunder have been proving a big story out here on this series. He's trying to make a bigger name for himself. Here's the green light down the floor in the Dodge. The Dodge got a home shot on him, but Blue Thunder's trying to come back, and it's all Nathan Smith. Nice save right there, coming into the shutdown area, but the Crushless boys will mark one up for victory here tonight as Raminator puts the big blue Ford Oval Brigade on the trailer. The Dodge camp moving on. Next up here tonight inside of round 1, Matthew Riley returns to the 41 Willie's Captain's Curse out here, ready to rock the house. He will take on Cam Blank and the Iron Warrior Ford out of Hagerstown, Maryland. There you see him over there on the outside lane, looking for his very first Thunder Championship. Matthew Riley, been at this game a long time, been with MTA since day 1. He's ready to rock the house with Captain's Curse on the inside lane. Both drivers stationed, ready to go. Who's moving on into round 2? The green light goes down off the line. Captain's Curse with a slight lead. Iron Warrior trying to come back on him now, making a little bit of contact inside of the shutdown area, but Captain's Curse looks like he pulled out the big win out here on Thunder, getting across the finish line first. We go back and take a look at your photo finish, and it was indeed Matthew Riley, Captain's Curse, putting Iron Warrior on the trailer early here tonight inside of round 1. But next up, coming to the line, it's the return of Josh Brown in the Quad Chaos Machine, ready to throw down against one of the best in the business. That's Gene Patterson out of Jefferson City, Missouri. You might know him as Colt Cobra in the Ford BDS Supercharged Brass Eagle Snakebite on the outside lane. He made it to the final round showdown last week. He's trying to get the job done again here tonight. He's looking to put Quad Chaos on the trailer in round 1. Stage now, here's the green light down the straightaway. They go side by side, a good shootout to the finish line. Chaos in trouble, over he goes. Josh Brown lost it coming out of no man's land, and Gene Patterson and Snakebite will put him on the trailer early here tonight. Let's go back down and check out our MTA replay, try to figure out what happened to Quad Chaos. Both drivers cut a great light. They're side by side all the way down the straightaway. Watch your inside lane. Quad Chaos gets a bad rub right there off that first jump. Lost it in no man's land, and over he goes, and Snakebite pulls out the win here in round 1. Now our MTA track crew and officials are down there. Quad Chaos suffered a little bit of damage as he lost it again inside of the no man's land area. He got kicked off on the first jump, and there you see the right front tire broken off of the truck. Quad Chaos going for a wild ride. The fans love it, but he's on the trailer for the rest of the night, and Snakebite will move on into round 2. Next up here tonight, it's Big Bad John, 𝐃𝐨𝐬𝐽 and Bulldozer, ready to throw down one more time against the Crazy Cat 𝐾𝐨𝐧'𝐭 and Little Tiger. Both these drivers have been on the MTA circuit for several years. They're trying to get a big-time win out here. The wild-looking bulldozer over there. An ode to Tom Meents over here on the inside lane. Little Tiger, the slappily machine on the outside lane. Here's the green light down the straightaway they go. Bulldozer with a whole job, and Little Tiger's right there with him. What a race as 𝐾𝐨𝐧'𝐭 keeps it together inside of the shutdown area, but the crazy cat, 𝐽𝐮𝐬𝐽, Little Tiger, laying down some horsepower on the outside lane. We go back and take a look at your photo finish. Your winner, Big Bad John 𝐾𝐨𝐧'𝐭. Bulldozer will just edge him out, and the margin of victory right there is slim, but Bulldozer getting the job done here on Thunder. Next up to the line from the Uncle Shaggy School of Driving, it's Spanky and Monster Mutt, ready now to take on Brian Blank, returning in the Virginia Giant Ford out of Winchester, Virginia. Let's talk about Brian a little bit. He got that truck dialed in last season, was looking strong out here on the circuit. He's trying to put himself in victory lane here tonight. He's got to go through Monster Mutt, stays on the inside. Green light goes down on the line. Monster Mutt with a whole shot. Virginia Giant trying to play catch up on him now, almost comes off with it. And Brian Blank sends that bad boy into the shutdown area with a lot of speed. Couldn't get the truck, whoa, and he slammed right into the back of Quad Chaos and Iron Warrior down there. Let's go back and look at your MTA photo finish. Your winner in round one is going to be Spanky by inches over the Virginia Giant here tonight. What a race that was. Monster Mutt will be moving on into round two here tonight on Thunder. But next up, coming to the line, Roger Moore coming back out of Hagerstown, Maryland, the Overkill Evolution machine, a brand new truck. The crew's been thrashing on it, trying to work the bugs out of it. Didn't have a good outing last week. He's now ready to take on Shane Action Jackson in the Nightmare GMC, now over there on the far lane. Picked up his very first Thunder victory a couple of weeks ago. He's trying to put Nightmare back at the top of the mountain here tonight. GMC taking on forward. The green light goes down. Overkill with a slight lead down the straightaway. Nightmare coming back, contact, and over he goes in the shutdown area. Looks like Moore crossed up in the center lane there, getting into Nightmare. Let's go back down and check out your MTA replay here, ladies and gentlemen. Off the line they go. You see Roger Moore, Overkill on the inside, pulls in a strong lead. Nightmare now puts the horsepower down, up and over the first jump, settles it down to no man's land. There you see Overkill crossing up, and at the line, Nightmare will pull out a victory, but nowhere to go but upside down as Overkill gets into him inside of the shutdown area. Nightmare getting rolled over here tonight inside of round one. The crew going to be wrenching on that truck in between rounds to get him back for round two. But next up here tonight, the Iceman, Jeffrey Skipper, Monster Energy coming back, the 7-time Thursday Night Thunder champion, out here representing the Renegades Motorsports race team. He's now taking on the reigning and defending Thursday Night Thunder champion, Javon Woodrow, now a 5-time Thunder champion. Velociraptor ready to go on the outside lane, representing the Backyard Beast race team. He's ready to throw down. Green light goes down to the final round of round one. They're side by side, up and over no man's land. They settle it down, and Skipper pulls it out at the end. Monster Energy will get a win. He puts the champion on the trailer early here tonight inside of round one. A big win for the Renegades Motorsports race team. As we go back and look at your photo finish, it looked like Javon Woodrow and Velociraptor shot off to the right-hand side of the track, and it was all Jeffrey Skipper and Monster Energy sailing that truck into victory here tonight. After round one, he's trying to keep up that momentum. Wants to put the Renegades Motorsports in the final round showdown. We'll see if any of them boys can do it here tonight. Well, ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. We're going to crown an all-new champion on Thunder, and a lot more great action is coming up next when round two returns. Well, right now we've headed down to the pit area of the Nightmare machine. They rolled the truck over earlier tonight inside of round one after Overkill Evolution made a little bit of contact with them. They're going over all four corners of that truck, making sure it's at 100% before round two gets underway. Then we saw the demise of Quad Chaos taking on Snakebite inside of round one. Lost it in no man's land, broke off the right front tire. That crew's down there thrashing. Hopefully Quad Chaos will make it back for next week's competition. But the story here is Nightmare, because he's still in tonight's race. They should be back and ready to go. Their crew chiefs told me they should be ready for round two action, and this is how it's all going to be shaken down, ladies and gentlemen. Inferno set to take on the Raminator. Then Captain's Curse going one-on-one with Snakebite. Then we look at the other side of the bracket. The Bulldozer back to take on Monster Mutt, and then closing out round two is the return of Nightmare taking on Monster Energy. So the Nightmare crew has a lot of time left on the table as they are the last bracket in the seed for our round two competition. Now up at the line right now, he's representing the Crushless Motorsports race team. That's the Dodge Raminator, Nathan Smith behind the wheel, to take on Louis Jimenez in the Inferno Chevy Astro van coming to the line now over here on the inside lane. 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐜 has been running well since the June season started. Inferno's been working a wonder, but he's got a powerhouse over there on the outside, and the Dodge Hemi horsepower Raminator ready to go. So a Dodge and Chevrolet shootout. Here's the green light to kick off round two. Inferno's got a whole shot, but the Dodge ain't going away easy. And what a race it is as both of them gathering up down inside of the shutdown area. What an incredible race here tonight inside of round two, getting things started. As we go back and check out your MTA replay, we're still not sure who got this racing victory. Inferno with a slight lead, maybe on the inside. They fly high over the first jump. They settle it down right there inside of no man's land, and at the line, Raminator's getting the call as the winner as he's just ahead of Inferno going across the finish line. But give it up for 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐜. Inferno's been running strong for him here in this June season. He's going to be a threat later on down the line. But next up here tonight, Matthew Riley returning in Captain's Curse. The beautiful 1941 Willys coming to the line to take on former three-time Thursday Night Thunder champion Gene Patterson out of Jefferson City, Missouri, over there on the outside lane. Again, made it to the final round showdown last week. He wants to put the Ford BDS Supercharged Brad Siegel snake bite in the final round one more time here tonight. He's got to get through Captain's Curse in round two. Here's the green light. They're side by side down the straightaway. Snake bite pulling a lead on him. Captain's Curse can't come over with it. It's all Patterson there in this snake bite machine. As Captain's Curse hits the loader down inside of the shutdown area, snake bite will advance on into our semifinal matchup. He'll be going one-on-one with a teammate in Raminator. And next up here tonight, inside of round two from the Uncle Shaggy School of Driving, it's Spanky returning in the Monster Mud. He's back in action to take on Big Bad John 𝐾𝐨𝐬𝐿 in the Bulldozer out here, looking for his very first Thursday Night Thunder Championship win over here on the inside lane. He's trying to get that new truck dialed in, ready to rock the house. The Bull takes on the Mutt. Who's going to be going on in the semifinal competition stage? Here's the green light down the straightaway. They go. They're side by side now over the first jump. Lost him over the side lead, but Bulldozer came back on him, going towards the finish line area. 𝐾𝐨𝐬𝐿 kind of nosed the Bulldozer over that last set of cars. Monster Mutt seemed to have a slight lead. We go back and check out your MTA photo finish. Your winner is Monster Mutt by inches. He'll put the Bulldozer on the trailer right here out of round two competition. And next up to close out our round two action is the return of Shane Action Jackson, the Nightmare GMC. He's about to go one-on-one with the Iceman, Jeffrey Skipper, Monster Energy, former seven-time Thursday Night Thunder champion, now staged over here on the outside lane. In the story, going to the Nightmare camp as they rolled the truck over earlier tonight inside of round one. They're back in action. They seem to have it ready to go. Both drivers stationed ready. We're looking for green now. Down the straightaway they go. They're side by side now through no man's land, and Monster Energy pulls it out. Over goes Shane Jackson. Got it up on two wheels right after the finish line. Couldn't bring it around, and upside down he goes. You heard him peg the motor, trying to drive that truck out. Not sure if he lost a drive shaft or something, but the motor was revving real high as Monster Energy will advance on into our semifinal competition here tonight. But right now, our MTA track crew officials are down there with the Nightmare machine. Shane Jackson out of the truck. Looks like they shot a rod through the oil pan. They were trying to save that truck down inside of the shutdown area, and he just pegged the motor sky high, and he's going to need a brand new motor inside of that Nightmare machine. But ladies and gentlemen, we are getting set and ready for our semifinal competition. We started with 16 trucks. We are now down to the final four. Raminator are going to be taking on Snakebite. Monster Energy taking on Monster Mutt. A lot of great action still to come. We're going to crown a new champion. Semifinals are coming up next. But before we get to semifinal competition, we are down in the pit area where the Nightmare team has tired down that truck. They're going to be pulling the body off of it here shortly. They got a brand new motor over here. They just pulled out of the hauler. It's sitting here on deck ready to go. They got a brand new fresh piece ready to cram inside of that Nightmare machine. Not to mention, they've got a brand new truck set to debut the next time the Nightmare machine is back on Thursday Night Thunder or any other MTA show. So the Nightmare crew got a lot of thrashing to do this week. We'll see them back in week 3 of the June season. But right now, this is how semifinal action is going to be shaken down. The first half is going to be a battle of teammates. The Raminator Dodge taking on the Ford and Snakebite. The Crutchless boys are going to duke it out for a final round showdown spot. Other side of the bracket, Monster Mutt taking on Monster Energy. Both those drivers have been running bad, fast, and consistent all night, so it's going to be a shootout to the finish line. All of them trying to get to the final round showdown here. And right now, it's going to be the battle of the teammates here as Nathan Smith and the Raminator Dodge will take on his partner, Gene Patterson, in the Snakebite machine over here out of Jefferson City, Missouri, ready to rock the house on that outside lane. Both drivers representing the Crush This Race team. And I tell you right now, they might be teammates behind the scenes, but right here on the track, it's going to be a good old-fashioned dogfight between Snakebite and Raminator. Here's the green light down the straightaway. They go side by side. They're duking it out to the finish line. What a race as they make a little bit of contact inside of the shutdown area. Two teammates with two bad fast trucks out here on Thunder, letting it all hang out. We got to go back and check out our MTA replay. We still don't know who won this race between the Crush This boys. There you see them coming off the line, side by side down the straightaway. The Ford and the Dodge horsepower. Watch them fly high over the jump. They settle it down right here in no man's land over to the finish line, and right there we take a look at it. Snakebite is your winner over the Dodge Raminator here in our semifinal matchup for the second week in a row. Gene Patterson and Snakebite will be in the final round showdown. What a matchup that was. Now we see who's going to meet up with him. Is it going to be Spanky in the Monster Mutt, or is it going to be the return of the Iceman, Jeffrey Skipper? Monster Energy coming back to the line. He's getting closer and closer to his 8th Thursday Night Thunder Championship. He's only got to go through the Monster Mutt here tonight in semis, but Monster Mutt's been running strong. He may give Monster Energy a run for his number. Both trucks are staged. The green light drops down off the line. Monster Mutt with a lead on him, but here comes Skipper on the outside. And Monster Energy pulls her comeback through no man's land. He got the truck settled down, put the horsepower down to the track. He will outdrive Monster Mutt here tonight. So Monster Energy will meet up with Snakebite in our final round showdown. And ladies and gentlemen, that is coming up next. It's what we all come to see. We're going to crown an all-new Thunder champion when the finals return. Snakebite, Monster Energy. Are you ready to get in on the action here on the Monster Truck Attitude YouTube channel? Look no further. Head over to Facebook where you can sign up for all the great events we host right here on the MTA YouTube channel. Be sure to sign up for the events and register your name and get locked in with a monster truck of your own and get ready for the great thrills and spills right here on the MTA YouTube channel. Again, find us on Facebook, register for these events, and you soon will be competing in all the great events. We hope to see you there. And get ready for the wild and crazy action. Be sure to subscribe and turn on all notifications so you don't miss a beat right here on the Monster Truck Attitude YouTube channel. Welcome back to the MTA YouTube channel, everybody. If you have not already, be sure to head over to monstertruckattitude.myspreadshop.com and pick up all the latest and greatest MTA merchandise. If you're a fan of what we do right here on the MTA YouTube channel, again, it's monstertruckattitude.myspreadshop.com for all your MTA gear. Welcome back to Thursday Night Thunder, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys so much for riding with us as we get set and ready for the final round showdown. Looking at the left-hand side of your screen, Snakebite eliminated Quad Chaos, Captain's Curse, and Raminator to find his way to the finals. Other side of your screen, Monster Energy took out Velociraptor, then Nightmare, and then Monster Mutt in semis to get his final round showdown spot, and he's going to go one-on-one with Snakebite. And up at the line right now, the Iceman, the former 7-time Thunder champion from the Renegades Motorsports race team, trying to get another victory out here tonight. He's got to go through the old veteran over here, 𝐾𝐿 and Snakebite. You know him better as Gene Patterson out of Jefferson City, Missouri. The Ford PDS supercharged brass single machine over there on the outside lane. Crush This taking on Renegades Motorsports. Snakebite, Monster Energy. It's showtime down the straightaway. They go side by side up and over no man's land now, and it's a shootout to the finish line. What a race between two great teams out here, and you ain't going to get a better final than that right there. A dogfight to the very end, and we still don't know who won this race here in the finals. As we go back and check out your MTA replay, off the line looks like Monster Energy has a slight lead. Up and over the first jump they go. Watch the far lane. Patterson putting the horsepower down through the last set of cars. And right here you take a look at the first shot. It looks like Snakebite's breaking the line. First we're going to go to our other frame, and Snakebite does indeed win the final round showdown here tonight over Monster Energy. What an absolutely incredible race. You couldn't ask for a better finals than that here in week 2 of the Jute season. So ladies and gentlemen, at this time, give it up for your new 4-time Thursday Night Thunder champion, Gene Patterson and Snakebite. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for riding with us out here on this Thursday night. We greatly appreciate it. This channel does not happen without all you great fans, and we'll never forget that. Thank you guys so much for watching Thursday Night Thunder. Be sure, if you haven't already, crush that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys down the road. See you next time.
It's about that time. It's about that, 'cause it's about that. It's been a long time. It's about that time.